Hey guys, Josh with Metal in Motion back at you with another video. After a beautiful weekend, we woke up this morning on this Monday morning to another cool rainy day. So unfortunately, we've got the doors shut and we're shut up inside. Last week, you remember we were working on this 2005 Polaris Sportsman 400. Now, if you remember the story, the owner took it out on his property. He went to hit the throttle and the engine died. So, however, when he brought it to my place, I drove it off the trailer, drove it around the yard several times, and it ran so good I almost sent it back home with him. But as you've seen in the last video, it's a good thing we didn't. There was a ton of debris in the float bowl. It was just a matter of time before that got sucked back up into the carb. He'd been right back at my door wanting to get it fixed. The plans for today is to go to the shop, pick up the carburetor kit. I want to come back, check this gas tank for any kind of debris. Last thing I want to do is hook up the fuel line and get a bunch of junk back in my carburetor. And if we're lucky, we'll have this thing running and driving this evening, and we can go outside and have a little fun on it. Let's go. I want to pull all the jets out. I want to make sure the numbers on the jets match the jets that I've got in my carburetor so that it's the same jetting. I also want to make sure the bowl gasket fits my float bowl. There are some variations, and sometimes between different years you'll get a different carb kit. So just verify that the kit is the one that you need. We want to make sure the needle and seat is actually sealing. One of the quick ways that I do it, I've done it for years, just blow on it and then flip it upside down. I'm blowing really hard and nothing is coming out. This usually passes my test and it's never given me any problems. So the proper way to test the float height is you don't want the needle depressed. It's going to be really hard to see, but on the top of this needle is a little pin that's spring-loaded, and you do not want the float to push that pin down. You want the float to rest on that little pin without depressing it. So what they do for this particular carburetor, sticking it on its side like this allows the float to very gently rest against that little spring pin without pushing it in. That is the point where you want to measure the height of the float. So it's resting there very carefully. Now this is saying 13 to 14.7 millimeters. And that is from this thick part of the float. There's a big fat part up there to the base where the float bowl gasket goes. So this is set for 13 millimeters, and it is actually right on it, dead on. So float height is good. Everything is torqued down, the needle and seat's put in, and it's sealing really well. The float height is set where it needs to be, so we're ready to put this back in the four-wheeler. Let's go. There is the fuel line that comes from the tank. It actually goes down under there, and you can see right there is the clamp for it. So I'm actually going to take it off right here and get the majority of this gas out, and then what we can do is when we put fresh gas in it, we can flush it from here forward out of the fuel line that I have clamped off that goes to the carburetor. See how orange that is? That's some old gas. Hey guys, I'm Josh with Metal in Motion. Thanks for sticking around while we finished up this four-wheeler. Stay tuned for more videos. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll do my best to get to the comments, and we'll talk to you later.